So back when I was a little young kid, back when I was a little shonen, back in the 6th grade, way back in middle school, or year 6 back in primary school, whatever the fuck you call it, I was a devious child. I mean, I say that like it's some kind of achievement, but to be fair, everyone was. Back in my school, at the age of 10, everyone was a little fucking devil. I mean, it was hard to go outside on the playground and not see 2 kids fighting over fucking Pokemon cards. We would fight over fucking everything. That's just kind of how kids were back then. But at the end of the day, we all got along somewhat nicely. I mean, there was no genuine bad blood between anyone. We were all fucking 10. What the fuck are you beefing over at 10? Now, I don't know how you guys did it back in your schools, but back in my school, there were 3 different classes for each grade. So there was 3 6th grade classes, 3 5th grade classes, and so on and so forth. And each class had like 30 students and 1 teacher, so it was like, you know, the basic classroom. Now, in the UK, we do a lot of fucking school trips. From fucking London Zoo to fucking museums. We did a lot of fucking school trips. And whenever we went on school trips, it would be all 3 of the classes. And looking back on it now, that shit was fucking crazy. There was like 60 kids, because most of the kids wouldn't go. But 60 fucking kids on the train wearing high-vis jackets. What the fuck? And I remember we had to get to school early and then leave early because we had to get back before school finished. And we all had our little fucking lunch boxes. Fucking hell, man. But that was only through the 1st grade to the 5th grade, because once you're in the 6th grade, there's only 1 school trip for you to go on. And that one trip was a residential trip. And for those of you who don't know what a residential trip is, it's basically a trip where you like pack a luggage and you go away for like a week. So it wasn't just you pack a lunchbox, no, you had to pack a fucking suitcase. And I'm not gonna lie, this to 10-year-old me sounded so fucking fun. I mean, a week from home, spending time with my friends from school, I couldn't have asked for a better vacation. But the thing was, it was all of the classes. All 3 of the 6th grade classes were going on this trip. I don't think anyone wanted to miss out. And as I said at the beginning of this video, everyone used to fight over fucking everything. So you can imagine what it would be like going on a week-long school trip with a bunch of kids who are not in your class. Now, I don't remember much preparation-wise because, you know, this was 7 fucking years ago. But I do remember I had a fucking camera and I would get my iPad and I would record YouTube videos through my camera, so when I got there I could watch YouTube. Fucking hell, I didn't even have a fucking phone back then. So fast forward, I pack all my shit, I put it in my case. I couldn't even fucking sleep that night, I was so excited. So time skip to the next day in the morning, we're all at school, we're all wearing whatever the fuck we want. I think I was wearing like a Sonic shirt or some shit. Everyone is excited like we're on fucking drugs. Then 3 minivans came to pick us up, so each class would go into each van. And this drive was like 4 to 3 hours, and we had to keep having pit stops, and like someone had to piss, and then someone was hungry. It was so fucking long. But eventually, we made it. It was somehow still fucking daytime, but we still made it. Now, when we got there, it was fucking crazy. I don't remember too much, but I remember there was like a huge dorm of fucking bedrooms. Then it was like a field with a whole bunch of like equipment, like fucking human-sized hamster ball type shit. Then there was like a campsite area next to like a zip line. It was fucking insane. I don't know what the fuck we did to deserve this trip, but we definitely did not fucking deserve that trip. Then we had to get introduced to the staff. Then we had to like get shown around where all the stuff is and like where the food was and all that shit. And then after all that, we had to go to the dorm room. And then there was like a sheet of paper where like you could see who's in what room, and then all my friends were looking at this one paper and they were all in that room, and I was looking at the paper and I was like, oh shit, where's my name? I mean, the whole reason why I came on this trip was so I could spend time with my friends, and I'm not even in their room. So then I turn to the dorm room opposite the room that my friends are in, and I see my name on that sheet. Then I look around to see who could possibly be in that room, and I see 2 guys that I recognize from 2nd grade. So I barely know these guys. And that's 2 out of 8. So I have to spend a whole week with 8 guys who I barely even know. And bear in mind, I was 10, so I didn't really have the capacity to complain about anything yet. So I kind of just grumpily walked in the room while dragging my suitcase on the floor. So inside of the room, there was 5 bunk beds, a toilet, a shower, and that's it. I mean, I don't know what else I was expecting them to give 6th graders. teachers. So all the boys in there, they're laughing, they're like having banter because they know each other, and I'm unpacking and I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know what to say to these guys. So I'm just like, whatever, I'm just gonna go on my camera and watch fucking KSI videos or whatever the fuck was on there, I can't remember. So I start watching the videos and then everyone in the room goes silent, and then like someone's like, oh, who's watching KSI, who's watching KSI? And I was like, oh, it was me, sorry guys, I didn't mean to, I didn't think it was that loud. And I'm gonna be honest, I turned it up extra loud just so they would hear it. And then another guy in the room was like, oh, I remember you, you're the guy from 6-0. I'm just like, yeah, I'm from 6-0, blah blah blah. It was that easy to become friends. I mean, we kind of had to become friends if we're sharing the same toilet and shower for a week. So there was this one guy in the room, for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna call him Arnold. So Arnold was supposed to be the really funny one out of all of them. And kids do this really random thing where they just all of a sudden just start playing Try Not to Laugh for no reason. So we're all playing Try Not to Laugh, right? And then everyone contributes with their jokes, and then Arnold jumps in and everyone starts laughing at what Arnold's saying. But to be honest, Arnold wasn't really that funny. He was just a fat chubby Sri Lankan making weird noises. Even back then I still didn't find that shit funny. And then I jump in with my 2016 Vine humor, and then everyone starts fucking laughing. I mean, this is the fucking belly laugh. And then me and Arnold get into like a little try not to laugh war. Like he tries to make them laugh and I try and make them laugh, and then it was kind of fun, I'm not gonna lie. And eventually he just ran out of weird noises to make, and then the try not to laugh just ended like that. And then another guy in the room, I'm just gonna call him Dora for this video. Dora's like, oh, Murasaki's way funny than Arnold. And then he's like, oh, Murasaki, take top bunk, take top bunk. And that's how I got top bunk bed. And then after that, Arnold just starts hating me. Like he tries to play fight me, but it's not really play fight because he really tries to punch me. But fast forward to day 2 or 3, we will start going out there and having fun on the activities. We go on the zip line, then we do the human hamster ball thing, and then my friend group merges with my room friend group. We start doing like 21 days, all that shit. It was fucking fun. So me and my friends go back to the dorms, and I'm still waiting on my roommates to come back, but Arnold's already in the room, so the door's already open. So then I go in the room and I start watching my KSI videos and stuff, and then the toilet door just randomly opens. Arnold runs out bumhole naked and just runs back in, and I'm sitting there, I'm just processing what the fuck I just witnessed. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And he walked back out fully clothed, and I realize it now, but he was just trying to make me laugh. That shit was not funny in the slightest. It was just weird. I don't want to see your penis. So the others come back in and everything just goes back to normal, but in my mind I'm just thinking, what the fuck is wrong with Arnold? I mean, I know we're 10 years old, but how the fuck is running outside bum naked any kind of funny? There's no joke there, that's just embarrassing. So fast forward to the nighttime, and Dora decides to tell some scary story. Considering it was really dark and God knows what time it was, but it was pretty late. And then Dora starts telling a story about the boogeyman, but it wasn't the real boogeyman, it was like a booger that goes into your fucking nose and like kills you or some dumb shit. Something so stupid that it's just like, it's not even scary, it's just retarded. Yet to Arnold, he's like, guys, can we please no more stories, guys, let's go to sleep. But me, I hadn't even got to tell my story yet, so obviously I'm like, oh, just one more. Then I start telling my story about the chicken man based off a level I got from Little Big Planet, and I'm just talking pure shit. I'm just like, oh, he's a chicken man who owns a restaurant called KFH, Kentucky Fried Humans, and he eats humans for revenge for KFC. I mean, this was a fucking stupid story. But Arnold starts like actually screaming. Like he starts crying out for every teacher, like, Mr. Sack, please, Mr. Sack. I don't know what's worse, the fact that he cried out for a teacher's help from a scary story, or the fact that no teacher came when he screamed out. But me and Dora were shook, so we went to fake sleep, but then we both accidentally actually fell asleep. But till this day, I still don't know whether the teachers heard him screaming or not. So next morning, we all wake up, and then we all take our turns for the shower. I would usually be one of the first 3 to go, but considering I was still scared that a teacher was gonna come get me, I faked sleep like an extra 20 minutes. In my head, I was thinking that teachers aren't gonna shout at me if I'm asleep. So everyone in the room has already showered apart from me and Arnold. Also, on a side note, for the shower light switch was outside of the actual shower room. But we never really messed with it because like we was just like, if someone's in there, you don't want it to happen to you, so you just kind of leave it. But Arnold had pissed Dora off. So when Arnold went into the shower, Dora kept on flicking on and off the light switch, and Arnold was fucking screaming, bro. And everyone in the room was laughing because that shit was fucking funny, man. And then Dora left him there with the lights off, and then he just went completely silent. And then we all felt kind of bad, so then we turned the lights back on. So then he comes out, I'm just like, okay, cool, my turn. So then I go in, and I don't know if he was just trying to be funny or if he was just genuinely pissed off, but he turned the lights off when I went in. And I didn't really give a shit because I'm not scared of the fucking dark. Like, I don't care, I'll shower in the dark any time of the day, I don't give a fuck. So then I step foot inside of the tub, and then I feel some kind of soap left on the floor, and I'm like, oh shit, someone left soap on the floor. And then I go to pick it up, but before I pick it up, it kind of stinks. Like, it kind of stinks like fuck. Like, what kind of soap smells like this? And then the guys turn the lights back on. Then I see what I was just about to pick up. It was shit. This man Arnold had physically, mentally, and literally just shat himself. And of course I had to find out the hard way. I mean, I just fucking stepped in it. There's a racist joke in there, but I'm not gonna be the one to make it. Never thought I'd ever have to admit this, but at the age of 10 years old, I stepped in human feces barefoot. I'm grateful this took place in a shower so I could immediately wash that shit off. Literally. Then I go outside, I'm just like, guys, Arnold just shit in the shower. And then everyone goes in, they're all laughing, and rightfully so. I mean, how can you be that scared of the dark to the point where you literally shit yourself? And then he starts crying, like, why are you crying? I stepped in your shit and you're crying? I mean, in all fairness here, the only one who should be crying their eyes out is me. But after all of the noise, all the guys from next door came in to see what was going on. But then the teachers came in and staff were called and they had to go ahead and clean it up. I mean, the situation was quite messy. I had to use a shower from a whole other room. And then for the rest of the trip, we called him Shitty Boy. A very fitting name which would have been racist in any other circumstance. And before you guys go out there and start feeling bad for Arnold, keep in mind that this guy was trying to fight and punch me because I was making his friends laugh. Not to mention he screamed and cried over a scary story I made up from a kid's game. Holy shit, man, I wonder what he's doing now. He's either a pedophile or a drug dealer. There really is no in between. But yeah, that was probably the most interesting story out of my residential trip, apart from that one macaroni song which I sung back then. I'll probably make a video on it another time. But with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, and if you didn't, feel free to degrade me in the comments. But until next time, make sure to drink your water and get enough sleep at night. Okay, goodbye.
No, I gotta keep my fire on, fire on, fire on, fire on. Damn, my whip, I'm flying. That girl on my left, that bitch on my right on. Damn, your heels, they so high, yeah, get your height on.